I want to just go over some basics with using Desmos. So we're going to go to Desmos, okay? And I'm not even going to go to this calculator. I'm just going to go to the base page, okay? And then you're going to go up to Math Tools, and we're going to use the graphing calculator. You can see there's some other stuff there, but for the most part, we're using the graphing calculator. Now, whatever you want to type, you're going to put in type. So if I want to graph the line y equals x plus 1, I would simply type that in. Make sure you have that. And you can see I can always click on any of the intercepts, and they're just going to be clickable. Now, if I hold this down, I can move it around and get any other point. So if I wanted to look for a specific point, I can do that, but it's going to make those clickable. If I want to get rid of it, I can add another one. If I want something a little bit more complicated, and I think it'll let you do f of x as well. So like here, I could do x. Now, to get the squared up there, I just use the caret key. It's the one above the 6 on my keyboard. But if you don't have that, if you click on this, you can come up here. This is going to give you x, y, but I'm just using this on my keyboard. Okay, so you can see here I used f of x, but I could also just use y and it would work. And so like here, I could use this if I did x, and then if I do this, this is going to let me put in anything I want, and it's going to give me that equation. Okay, and if I put in parentheses, it will do that as well. This has got all the basic stuff. Here's your radical. So if I want y equals square root equals, that will get me that one as well. If you just click on this, it'll turn them on and off so that you can, if you're just trying to look at one or two. You can also, if you click on this, it'll let you change the color, make it dotted, any of that. So those are kind of your basic features over there. Then also here, if you go to, so you can see there's pi, there's my inequalities. This will graph inequalities. So if I put in this, it shades it. And you can see here, if I didn't, this shaded, this gave me a dotted because it was not or equals, it would give me a straight line. These can get kind of thing, but you can actually see if you do these, you can then look and you can see kind of the overlaps. I'm going to click off some of these. With parabolas, it will always give you the vertex as well as any intercepts. So those are my intercepts. And it will give me your vertex, something like this, and I'm going to move this over. You can see that, as I said, those are the automatics, any like vertex points, etc. I'm not sure, actually, hold on a second. I want to see if it'll do something. I don't actually know if it does or not. No, it won't give you this point exactly automatically, this thing point, but you can kind of, if I hold it there, I can find it pretty easily, but it doesn't automatically appear like the other one's done. But you can see those are the other ones that are automatically appearing. So you can kind of play with those. Then also on here are the functions. So if you come here in functions, these are all your trig, which you might need later, as well as some other stuff. So if there's anything you're looking for that I'm using that wasn't here, most of this you don't need for this class, but if you're looking for something else, we do natural logs. They're right here. If you just type those in, I'm going to delete some of these. If I just type in log 5, it'll automatically give me, okay, hold a second. Oh, there we go. It'll automatically give me that equation, but you can also use this function to do them. So you can see the difference between that and the ln. But you can also, because we had some of those that have different log bases, see that'll change the log base for you. So pretty much anything you need to graph for this, if it's not here, if you type it for the most part, it will recognize it. So for instance, if I put in that, it will do those. And you'll notice here, these are in radians, which that will matter when we get to trig. So hopefully this kind of helps you, gives you a little intro to what's available in here and where some of the basic things are. Just so that as you look at them, but as you look at some of these, main thing for right now, making sure that those are all clickable, and that is really nice. It's a little bit, there's a couple more steps. You can also shrink this, like if you want to be able to see more Over here, this wrench, this will allow you, like, I'm actually just doing this with my mouse. I'm making it bigger or smaller, but you can automatically set it over here. This is a totally different type of graphic. You won't probably need that, but you can set these. So like, for instance, I want this to be -5 to 5, and it normally counts by ones, but if you need it to count by halves, you can put in this step and it'll count it by different things. So kind of just some things that are available, and this is the plus or minus if you're not using your mouse like I am. And this is the default view, so it'll just take you to that default view. But you can kind of play with that to make it bigger or smaller as you need it. But sometimes, especially if you're looking for something really specific, being able to come in here and change the step might help you a lot as you're trying to look at something. And you can see the difference between radians and degrees. And again, that's something that we will discuss a little bit in trig when we get to that. So that's your little intro, kind of explore Desmos.